Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant Mum video. Today I'm doing a review of the Witches Familiar set, sort of 2-pack, I guess, which has released this week. Trying to think, is it the 26th of November of this recording? And yeah, this set retails for $19.99, I think, so like 20 quid. And yeah, first of all, we have a Davros action figure, which, I mean, the way I see it is that if you've only just started collecting sort of the Doctor Who action figures in the last sort of 5, maybe even 10 years? Yeah, 10 years, bloody hell, would have been like 2010. So yeah, like the last sort of 5 or 10 years, this is a really decent set to get, because you do get a Davros which hasn't been released since sort of 2008-9ish, I think, in the sort of Journey's End, sort of end of sort of the David Tennant era. So and although I don't have to hand the other version of this figure that I have, which I oddly enough might have 2 of, so this might be the 3rd version of Davros that I have, like the new version by played by Julian Bleach. However, this version is notably slightly different, because the spheres and maybe even the sort of control panel area, definitely the spheres at least are painted with a sort of brighter silvery sort of look, as opposed to a sort of more matte finish before. They aren't glossy, but they really pop. And I quite like that, honestly, of this figure. So, yeah. I'm not a massive fan of the episode, if I'm being honest, from what I remember of it. I mean, I thought Capaldi and Davros were awesome. I just think Dalek-wise, it's a bit of a weak story. But then again, I feel like, for the most part, whenever you introduce Davros into a Dalek story, usually the Daleks get pushed aside, and vice versa. Like, if it's just a Dalek story, then... well, then it's obviously just the Dalek story, isn't it? But anyway, articulation, he's just got the sort of arm, the one arm that kind of moves, and then the hand that can swivel, I think, full 360 degrees, and the head can move sort of side to side. Unfortunately, my one does have a little bit of paint chip above this eye, and also on the side of the nose, but as my mum pointed out, it's very, very minimal, to the point where had I not mentioned it, you wouldn't have noticed. Obviously, he's on the 3 wheels, so you can move him around like, you know, like any other sort of Dalek. And the level of detail on the sort of panel thing is just the exact same as it was before. So, you know, nothing new, but nothing lost either that I'm aware of. And yeah, I mean, obviously, as I just said before, if you never got your hands on a Davros action figure back in the day, as it were, this would be a really good figure to get. Plus, if you're a big Capaldi fan, added bonus. Even if you're not a massive Capaldi fan, then it might be the first Capaldi figure you've got. Maybe you missed out on some of the other ones. Moving on to Capaldi, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Unfortunately, there are no accessories in this pack, which is a little bit disappointing, because it would have been nice. I was about to say to have him with some sonic screwdriver, but then I just remembered this was the episode where they introduced the sonic shades. So yeah, I'm kind of glad there's maybe no accessories, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I really do like the trousers, the sort of harking back to the sort of Patrick Troughton checkered sort of trousers and that. I really like that. I love the shoes. The shoes are awesome, to the point where I may already have a pair of these sort of shoes. They are like Doc Martens, but with like a brogue pattern on them, essentially. So yeah, really cool design there. I prefer this one's feet to this other Capaldi I've got, where he has really glossy boots, which just make it look cheaper and plasticier, you know, whereas just having the sort of matte, sort of dull black, but with that like really nice level of detailing on the shoes, that it just makes it more like authentic and less cheap, as I say. He's got one hand sort of in a sort of gripping pose and the other in more of a traditional, I'm holding a sonic screwdriver, oh wait, I don't have a sonic screwdriver in this series sort of look, or like position even. The hair sculpt is pretty nice. You know, he's got the sort of black but with a grey wash over it sort of thing, and he's got the hoodie, jacket and that sort of stuff underneath and that. And the head sculpt's pretty darn nice, honestly. I think this looks like a really good figure. It's probably one of my favourite Capaldi figures they've done so far that I'm aware of. Comparing it to this other figure that I've got, which I genuinely don't even remember getting, the jacket's like a dark black jacket, whereas this one's like a dark blue one. So yeah, I mean, I might have preferred this figure with the with the dark blue and this one with the black maybe, but then again, he's also got just boring black trousers on this one. So, and yeah, I think, as I say, I think the likeness is slightly improved in my opinion, and articulation-wise, the hands, I mean, the arms even do go out to the sides and in and out the shoulders, and full 360 hands, and you know, full 360 arms and whatnot. The head can move sort of side to side. I'm not too sure if it can go full 360. You can bend at the knees and that, and you can move the feet and that. But they're not like, you know, Star Wars Black Series levels of articulation or whatnot. But then I don't really, I'll be honest, at this point expect that from the character options line. So yeah, I think if you're a massive Capaldi fan, this is a brilliant set for you. As I say, if you've not been into the Doctor Who series, or you've only just started collecting, should I say, the Doctor Who action figures in the last sort of 5 or 10 years, then this is probably a great set. I think for the money, I do genuinely wish it was cheaper, obviously, for what you're getting, because other than that, if you're a sort of regular Doctor Who action figure collector, you may have already got the Davros, and then you're basically paying like 20 quid for one figure really at that point. So really, it's up to you, and also obviously how much you like Witch's Familiar or Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar, would sway you as well, presumably, or whatnot. Or maybe you want this Davros, even though you've already got one to customise, I don't know. You know, maybe make the chair more weathered, a weathered, battered look version of him, or something. Or I've seen some people cut off legs of a Capaldi figure and then have him replace that Davros and have him in the chair as though he's playing, you know, Dodgems like he did in the episode. But yeah, I don't know, I'd give this set a well-earned sort of 7 out of 10. It's nothing too magnificent, but I guess again, if you're a massive Capaldi fan, then yeah, it's good, and it is always good to get more figures from episodes that I never really thought would ever get any figures of, because, like, you know, like the Capaldi era, just generally after Matt Smith, that's kind of when they sort of started to stop doing figures, really, character options as much. And so yeah, this set in particular was a big surprise to me, and that. But yeah, I'd still give it a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Please do comment, rate, and subscribe.